Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Cohen with WTWH Media and Control Engineering. Excited to be with you today to talk about our upcoming webcast, Industrial Cybersecurity, Integration with Security, which will be held on June 26th, 2025. Joining us are our fantastic presenters, the dream team, I like to call them, Leah and Jeremy Dodson of Peak Solutions. Guys, thanks so much for being here today, and thanks for being presenters on this webcast.
Thank
Definitely.
you for having us, Gary.
So let's do a couple of questions just about what this webcast is going to go over. So why do you guys think site security now is considered essential to industrial cybersecurity, especially in automation and controls?
There's so much more interconnection now. There's so much more data that's being processed on so many more levels than there have been in the past. And there's a lot of gaps where risk sits that are being neglected, are being overlooked. So if someone can walk up to a panel, plug in a device, that's cyber risks too. And we want to make sure that we're arming our people with the ability to take a look at that risk, understand it, and address it.
Yeah, I've been attacking systems for a long time, and I, as an attacker, have never thought about, well, I'm attacking physical now. Now I'm attacking over the wire. It's always, how do we get in? What is the least path of resistance? And a lot of time, the gap in between handoffs of someone's responsibility over another person's responsibility has been where we slip in. So this is just talking about the idea of a shared responsibility and orchestration of security as opposed to the separation of security.
What's the biggest misconception you see when it comes to physical security and cybersecurity in industrial settings?
I would say I'll grab that right away. I would say the biggest misconception is that the either side doesn't know about what the other is doing. Now, and what I mean by that is specialties. When we have I've trained tons of penetration testers, physical red teamers, and the idea becomes, if I send someone in with a laptop to test sites, they also are going to have, RFID capabilities where they can get into buildings, get into server rooms. They're going to understand how to pick locks so that, again, they can get into server rooms, get into areas where there might be an open port that they can plug into and then continue on with the laptop. And so I think the biggest misconception is that we separate them logically as as organizations. But again, attackers don't separate them logically. You have to have the same skill, both skills to be successful. And therefore, as defenders, we need to do the same thing. We need to at least have the conversations with each other about where that all happens. Sure, Leah has some thoughts as well.
Yeah, mine are kind of along the same lines. But a big misconception is that a cybersecurity attack is what you see as the end result. When you're seeing the message from the attackers that your data has been ransomed, that is a cybersecurity attack, when really it's a chain of events. And in that chain of events, physical security can play a huge role, especially in environments like these.
Perfect. A friend of mine used to talk about the divide between IT and OT or security as marriage counseling. They just need to get them to talk to each other.
Yeah.
So, how can operations, IT, security teams work better to try to reduce some of this risk? And
I
don't
think
give away everything. We've got a whole webcast on this. But
yeah, that's true. I would just think a simple way. I mean, some of the best ways I've seen after we've prepared organizations is just walking around the site, walking around the warehouse, and having a conversation, holding a cup of coffee, and just being like, "How do you see this door?" Right? And it's hilarious and awesome to see people's light bulbs go off when someone looks at the door and goes, "Oh, I could get in by taking the hinges off because they're on the outside. I could do this and that." And then a cyber guy or someone that's over the wire could be like, "Oh, I could bypass the cameras by de-offing the Wi-Fi, and I could do this to the door to let it me open because they fail open." Like, just having a conversation starts so many light bulbs in everyone's minds that they then go, "We can fix this." And it's such a great aha moment to watch.
so, last question I have for you guys. What will attendees walk away with after watching this webcast? What do you hope they get out of your webcast?
My hope is for a better understanding of the risks that are in environments, the ways that attackers could take advantage of those risks and the vulnerabilities that are there, who to be involving in the conversations when you're talking about risk, when you're talking about your incident response, and then how to build a program that really addresses and shines a light on those areas.
One team, one fight. I like it.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Very excited to have you here. Very excited to see what you bring to us in the webcast. So Jeremy, Leah, thanks so much for being with us.
Awesome. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right. We'll see you on June 26th.